guys. Are you having a good night?
Yeah.
Did you have a beautiful meal?
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for being here. It is so beautiful up here. There are just so many wineries. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, I'm Maggie Hyde. A little about me. I'm a single mom. Any single parents out there? No? Okay. Well, it's a hard job. But you know what's really hard about being a parent? You have to pretend to enjoy all those things your kids enjoy. Like kids' birthday parties, play dates, their father. But you know what, you guys? I do surprisingly well on dating apps. And I think it's because my profile says that I don't want kids. And then they find out it's because I have 4. I know 4 sounds like a lot, doesn't it? And it is. But I really, really love being a mom. And you know what they say about having kids? It's a lot like making pancakes. First one's kind of fucked up. Probably should have thrown it away. Ooh, a lot of first pancakes out there. First pancake? Yeah, I see you. Me too. But I think having kids is a lot more like eating pancakes. You always regret having your 4th one. Well, you know what? In case you guys were wondering, my pancakes do not like that joke. Especially my first pancake. Do you know what, you guys? I can't believe it. She disinvited me from her wedding. And I was so sad. I was like, honey, you don't understand. You don't get special redos of days like that in your life. Unless you're me. Then you get a couple. But you know what? Parenting, you learn a lot. It's really humbling. You know, my first pancake when she was 13, I'll never forget the first time she screamed, "You're ruining my life!" Like I learned, I guess you're not supposed to scream it back. Or slam the door too, I don't know. But kids, yeah, my youngest has taught me a lot too, and it was really hard parenting during the pandemic. You know, she's a kid she's 10 and she craves structure and rules. So she came up to me and she told me that she wanted me to have a swear jar. And I was like, I'll pay you $20 to shut the fuck up about the swear jar. And she was like, how about 80? And I was like, I have taught you some fucking things. And it was even hard, you know, with my older kids, like my 19-year-old son. I was like, used to be like, when are you gonna stop smoking weed? And now I'm like, when are you gonna come home with weed? But, you know, I remembered when I told this joke recently that last Mother's Day, the same child gave me a joint, and he said to me that it was his dream to smoke it with me. And I'm like, that's great, because it's my nightmare to be sober. No, you guys, I do have boundaries. I took it, went in the closet. What he doesn't know won't hurt him, right? You know. But you know, COVID made it difficult. I mean, we used to sit down to the table and say grace. Now we just say fuck it. Yeah. I used to go to therapy, and now I just go in the closet and cry. You know, it's difficult things. But you know what? There was a silver lining to the pandemic for me and parenting. I didn't have to lie to my youngest anymore about why I didn't want to take her to Disneyland. Because you know what? If you're a parent and you're in Southern California and you can afford to go and you don't want to, you're like the Grinch or something, because Disney's like a spiritual journey for kids. That's why I used to tell her that the park was in Massachusetts. That was great until she started flunking geography. Yeah. But I think the real reason that I hate Disneyland is that the rides remind me of a map of all my failed relationships. You know, take the Splash Mountain ride. It reminds me of all my hookups. Never as wet as I thought I could be. And God, I wish there weren't any pictures. That's just photos, right, ladies? Terrible. And the Small World ride, it reminds me of divorce, right? At the end of the day, it takes forever, you're in the dark, and I'm just stuck with a bunch of singing children. I can still hear them. You guys. It's a world of lawyers, a world of tears. It's a world of secrets and wasted years. There's so much that we share that it's time to beware. Why did I ask for full custody? Thank you. You didn't know your you're getting impromptu karaoke as well with your meal. Did you guys know that they don't serve alcohol at Disneyland? You would if you were a parent. It's a very long day. They try to sell California Adventure as a separate theme park, but you guys, it's just a bar for grown-ups. I mean, we would go there if there was just a tire swing and a keg. Thank you. That part of my set was sponsored by Knott's Berry Farm. They have booze because they only have Snoopy. You've got to work with what you have, right? So like I said, I've been married twice. You can actually get worse at something. Living proof right here. But you know what? I don't think it was entirely my fault. At the end of my last marriage, I was willing to do just about anything to save it. I learned to cook, I went to therapy, and I even took a class on how to give a great blowjob. That's true. I didn't learn anything that technical, but I did learn the secret to giving a great blowjob is pretending you like doing it. So I guess it was more of an acting class. I guess I like to tell that joke so you guys all know I give a great blowjob. It's easier than being on Tinder. But you know what? Divorce is not all bad. My girlfriends and I talk about something we call the divorce diet. When one of us gets divorced, we lose 10 pounds, we look and feel so much better. Right, ladies? But for guys, I don't think the same is true. I think guys are kind of sad after a divorce. And I think it's because they don't get the same emotional support from their female friends. I mean, you can't see guys sitting around going, bro, she was totally dimming your light. Take a pole dancing class or go on a cleanse. Dude, it is so empowering. No, guys don't get that kind of support. Do they? No, they don't. Did you guys know, I don't know if you guys know that in the Chinese calendar, it's Year of the Tiger. I mean cougar. That's right. I do like dating younger guys. They're a lot of fun. But you know what? When you date a younger guy, you always know there's an expiration date, right? They're bound to say something insensitive, do something stupid, get grounded. But you know what? I feel like that you learn a lot from someone who's younger, or you teach each other a lot, but I kind of feel like I've been seeing someone who's sort of a millennial, hipster kind of guy. It's got me into vinyl. I sort of feel like I'm just like one fedora away from owning a food truck. But I've taught him stuff too, like that women can also have commitment issues. Yeah. No commitment issues out there. Yeah, it's rough. I'm from LA, as they said. I live in Santa Monica. And I think everyone, once you've lived down there long enough, gets a little new agey. And I have to kind of admit, I'm a little new agey, but I'm also practical, right? So I have crystals for my anxiety, and I also take Xanax. And I get my house feng shui, right? And just in case it works, you guys. And I also take Xanax. And when you're dating in LA, you know, all women at some point in LA run into what we call snags. Super new age guys, right? These are the guys in your yoga class with the man bun and the Om tattoo and the crystal bracelets. Do you guys have these up here? Oh, what's happening, guys? Microphone malfunction. Anyway, I was talking about snags instead of microphones, right? But snags are super new age guys. And the best thing about dating these guys is borrowing their jewelry, I think. Yeah. But I have heard they're fun to cry and masturbate with. I haven't tried it myself, you know. Haven't done that yet. Wow, what I was about to say just went to a black hole. That happens sometimes, but I promise it was great. It's kind of like my 20s. It's just gone in a flash. Just gone in a flash. So, you know, I went back to dating late in life, and I know it's kind of cliche at this point, but I was really shocked by all the dick pics. Have you guys seen this stuff? You know, they don't turn me on, but they do cheer me up. And I've seen some really creative ones. I've seen dicks photographed next to wine bottles and salad tongs. But by far my favorite was a dick photographed next to a bottle of Lysol. I was, yeah, it's like, ooh, big and clean. Take that in. That was before COVID. This guy was way ahead of his time. But you know what? I'm also shocked by the audacity of guys these days. I mean, they will ask you to send them just about anything, and if you don't, they will definitely find someone who will. So like it starts out with a cute, innocent selfie, and ends with a clip pic and your social security number. Yeah, sending stuff is risky, but you know what I read recently? Have you guys seen this? There's some articles out there that science has proven that there's such a thing as summer penis. That men's penises are bigger during the summer. I'm not sure if I believe that. I think guys definitely funded that. They'll do anything to believe it. But then I started to think, you know, you don't hear anybody talk about like December dick, do you? I mean, that is not the package I was looking for Christmas. January Johnson? No. I'm like, what's for women then? Do we just have fall tits? Right? That we pick up and gives us an excuse for falling for your pickup lines? I don't know. Science can prove anything, right? I guess, where was I going, you guys? Where are we going tonight? Maybe I'll talk about, you guys seem like a very open-minded crowd. I was saying that it's hard to be a single parent, and you know, it's really hard being a single parent and talking to your kids about sex, right? But I feel like it's really important. So when my sons were at that age, when I knew that they were looking at porn, which in case you're wondering, that's when they suddenly love showers. And you have no tissues in your house. I made them go to Rite Aid with me to buy condoms. Because, you know, A, if you can buy condoms with your mother, you'll never be embarrassed to buy condoms again. And B, I needed condoms. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it worked. I don't have any grandchildren, you guys. And you know, when my older son was in 11th grade, I walked in on him telling his younger brother that he should never go down on a girl, that it was gross. And as a feminist and a mom, I was horrified. I was like, this cannot stand. And I took him in the other room and sat him down and showed him some YouTube videos on how to perform oral sex, right? Now, they probably shouldn't have been videos of me. But my heart was in the right place. But you know what? I got to this very practical stance and openness with it because my oldest, that first pancake we talked about, when she was a teenager, very young one, I walked in on her having sex with her boyfriend. Yeah, and I was shocked. I didn't even know she knew what sex was, let alone reverse cowgirl. I was like, damn, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Yeah, my poor kids, right? That's what you're thinking. But you know what? Kids always, you know, you're not embarrassing them, you guys. You're not doing your job right? You know, kids always think they want the cool mom until they get the cool mom, right? And then they're like, please stop hitting on my friends. Yeah, I've had a lot of kids in my house, and you know, actually, I have none of my son's friends hit on me or anything. But recently, a kid who I've known since he was 5, who's like an adopted son, came up behind me in the kitchen while I was putting away dishes and asked me to fuck him. And I was shocked, you guys, that it took him so long to try. You know, when I tell that joke in a room full of male comedians, they think that kid's a hero. I don't know. I was horrified. He hasn't come back to my house since, in case you were wondering. But you know what? I feel like, yeah, like I told you, I date a lot of young guys, but you know what? They don't want a relationship. They want the story, the magic of the MILF, right? And they'll be like, please, 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 I've been so good. And I'm like, what am I, Santa? And then after I sleep with them, I'm like, ho, ho, ho. Maybe I am Santa. Yeah, well, you know what? COVID gave me another silver lining, a good reason to give up on dating apps. I really didn't want to worry about COVID and herpes at the same time. Yeah, that's rough, right, you guys? You know, it's weird that way. Remember I was saying I was new agey? You know, people just keep leaving Buddhas at my house, just like STDs, you know, it's kind of a risky thing. But I really do hate dating apps because, you know, they have really turned people into the equivalent of fast food. They're not good for you, but they're hot and available right now, right? Like this one guy I dated, I mean, he was just like Chick-fil-A. Warm, delicious, but my gay friends were not having it. And this other guy, he was just like Subway, a foot long, but kind of weird with my kid. Oh. Oh. Are you a Jared fan? No. And the last guy, I mean, he was truly a happy meal. He left a smile on my face, but the toy was the best part. Right, ladies, the toy's the best part, huh? I'm laughing at my own joke. It's got to be bad. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening here. Too much talk of toys and kids, right? So I'm at that unfortunate age, you know, where my genetics and my age are meeting like a bad car accident. But at least now I really do have an excuse that I really can blame everything on my mom, right? I can blame her for my broken joints and my broken marriages, right? But you know, it is kind of scary. I FaceTimed my mom recently, and sometimes seeing your parents' age is like looking into a crystal ball of your future. Right? And when I did this, I realized mine was not going to go so well. Seeing her was like watching an unaired episode of Hoarders. And I know she had the filters on, you guys. Seriously, as you get older, you have more compassion, I think, for your parents, you know? There are things your kids hold against you, like my mom used to say, don't be a waste of oxygen. I'm sure she doesn't remember saying it. She doesn't remember a funny thing. I know I certainly don't, but I've gone to a lot of therapy for it. Sorry, Mom. And you know, I would like to say, you guys are so great to come out here and support comedy, because you know what? Doing stand-up is a lot like emotional skydiving, right? It's the only thing you do when you tell your friends, and they're like, oh my God, you're so brave. Which really means you're so crazy. And you guys are an amazing audience, and you've been so brave and so fun. Thank you guys so much. I'm Maggie Hyde. Thank you.